Just a moment, welcome to the Jam Podcast. Just a moment, welcome to the Jam Podcast. Just a moment, welcome to the Jam Podcast. This is the Just a Moment Podcast, where we pause to reflect on life through the lens of poetry and prose.
Welcome to the Just a Moment podcast. Here we pause to reflect on life through the lens of poetry and prose. I am Sean N. Graham, your host. Yes, I'm a poet, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and I just love to talk about life through poetry. I love to share my thoughts, share my perspective. I like to inspire. I want you to just think outside of the box and think that you're all that and more, and just be reminded of whom God created you and called you to be and to become. And I like to come on and just remind you to embrace the moments, the moments that life affords, whether they're good or bad, whether they're happy or sad. That's all we get. A moment here and a moment there. So welcome to another episode of the Just a Moment podcast, the Jam Pod. Now, I can hardly believe it that we are at episode 14. Oh my God. It's actually the final episode in season 1. Can you believe it? Oh my word. It seemed like it was March 18th was just yesterday when we launched. We came alive and we launched the Just a Moment podcast. I must take this moment, this opportunity to shout out my team, Java and Javari. They're my two nephews. And, sometimes when we meet to record the episode, sometimes we encounter setbacks. The voices we raise sometimes, but, we pulled through. And the truth is, I could not have done it without them. They have put up with me. I have put up with them. But in the end, we are able to uh, share with you the episodes each week. A lot of hard work, a lot of hard work. And that's what life is all about. Pulling through, doing what you must, doing what you can, doing what you're able to, and just trusting God in the process to see you through. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't ever give in. Keep trucking. Stay the course, as you would always hear, the older people say. Stay the course. Keep on running this race called life. Embrace the moments. The moments. Yes, we are at episode 14 in season 1, and it's actually the end of this season. And the next episode you'll get after this one will be season 2. I'm excited for what God has in store. I'm excited for what's ahead on the Just the Moment podcast. Thank you. Thank you for this journey with me. Before I even go forward, I remember last week's episode, it took us 3 recordings to get the episode out. The first recording, we did, we had no audio at the end. It was a beautiful episode, but we couldn't use it. We tried again, did the recording, the storm came through, lightning was flashing, the lights went out for a minute, and at the end, one of the files were corrupted. It affected the audio. Couldn't use that recording again. Oh my word. What do you do when life happens? We just flipped the switch, right? We didn't give up or throw in the towel. We reconvened the next day. and we had a very beautiful recording. Flip the switch. Darkness sometimes appear out of your control, but you have to know how to just keep on going. Flip that switch and keep on chucking. Nobody but the father. I always say my daddy is never late with his child support. Do you believe that? God always comes through. And sometimes when you face obstacles and things just seem hard, be reminded that your daddy is never late with his child support. Never. And so the moments we encounter, he always, as his word says, provides a way of escape, and he gives us the answer. So I'm inviting you to take this journey with us on the Just a Moment podcast. And if you have not yet done so, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will be notified when the new episodes are out. And I would also love to chit chat with you. Don't hesitate to leave a comment. Share your thoughts. Let us know. Let me know how the episodes have impacted you so far. Let me know what word spoke to something on the inside of you that ushered you to move, to take that leap of faith, knowing God has equipped you. If you're still here, breathing and living, there is something that He has called you and created you to do. Someone He has created you to become. Take that leap of faith. Be encouraged. Walk in it and go. Make an impact. Change someone's life. Share also the episodes. Encourage someone else who may just be going through and may just need to be reminded of who they are and whose they are, right? And remind them that their daddy is the king, and that makes them royalty. Yes, share the episodes as well. This past Sunday, we got a chance to celebrate our dads. Happy belated Father's Day to all those who are fathers out there, whether you're a biological father, whether you are an adopted father, whether you're a spiritual father. It doesn't matter. If you encourage someone's life, if you have impacted someone's life, if you have helped to raise someone, it doesn't matter. Happy belated Father's Day. To you all, and on all the children out there, and you're all someone's kids, right? I hope you got a chance to love on your dad. Just a chance to remind them that you appreciate their sacrifice. Because most times, that's what parenting is all about, the sacrifice for our children, to see them become more than what we were able to become, achieve more than what we were able to achieve, to do. Yes, sometimes what we never got the opportunity or the chance to do, to walk upright before God, right? All of that. So I pray that you did get a chance to love on someone, a dad. And for those whose fathers are no longer with us, I pray you stopped and took a minute to remember their sacrifice as well, right? This year, I'm not able to wish my dad a happy Father's Day. He passed away in December. Last year, we would always get together, whether it's with my brother and my sister who lives here also in Atlanta, or even when our families traveled from Jamaica, because I still have sisters there. My mom's still in Jamaica. Um, I have a brother in Texas as well, and a sister in Connecticut, and I have another sister who passed away. It's so funny. I was thinking back, my father passed away in December, my sister passed away in December, and my cousin passed away, which is also my dad's nephew, passed away in December. So when December comes around for us, it's a little hardy because, we think about those we have lost. But my dad, as you remember, Father's Day, he was something else, right? We would get together with him and we would make a whole lot of noise. We would have a whole lot of fun. My dad believed he was right all the time, and we loved to prove him wrong, even though he was right most of the time. He loved to read. He just absorbed information. He knew history. Even though he was born in Jamaica, came here in 1986, he absorbed all of that. You couldn't touch him, even with American history. He knew more American history than people who were born here. He was that person, and he loved to play music. We all danced in his apartment. When we get there, he would get there and turn on his record player. He still had, to be honest, about three or four, and we would get there and he would say, "Hey, come here, I'm going to play something for you." And he would put that record on, and it would be sometimes some Jamaican music, and we would be singing, and he would act surprised. My dad had 1,000,002 record players. He loved it. He was that kind of sentimental person, right? We would just play music, and we would dance and just have fun. Just remember the memories we shared while he was here. I migrated here in 2000, and for the 24 years, we never missed a Father's Day, never missed a Christmas, Easter, all the holidays, Thanksgiving. We would always gather. He loved Golden Corral. That was my dad. And we would go to Golden Corral and we know, let's go to Golden Corral because I know Daddy wants to go. Or he would call and say, where do you want to eat? I said, Daddy, let's go to Golden Corral because that's where you want to go. And we'll just go, and it made him happy, right? It made him feel fulfilled. And why am I saying that? Sometimes the little things we can do for our fathers or parents, do it while they're here. Do it while you have them. Honor them. Cherish them while you have them here. Because when they're gone, they're truly missed. They're truly missed. Because now I wish I could have had one more conversation. I wish we could have shared one more meal. We hope. We hope we could have. But that was not the case because he was taken suddenly. It's not like he got ill and gradually, got sicker and sicker, if that's a real word, I don't even know. But, you know, that was not what we got. He went in and he was gone the next day, suddenly. And so while you have them here with you, just appreciate them, love on them. And I know life happens and circumstances sometimes. My experience with my dad might not be another one's experience with your dad or his or her dad, right? But find peace in your heart. Give whatever pain you may have experienced, whatever hurt you may have experienced, to God. And some may say it's not easy to release it. Find a way to release it. Give it to God. Let him replace that with his peace and his love, because he forgives and he gives grace, and he has grace for all of us. So I pray we all get a chance to honor our fathers, right? Yes. Let us get to the place where we can look back. And I thought about David as he was going through stuff in Psalm 18, verse 19. And I'm just quoting a part of it where he said, that God delivered him from his trouble because God delighted in him. And that's mighty deep. When you can stand and say, God delights in me, what a space to be in. To know and to comprehend, to come to that place of realization that God delights in you. This can be so wonderful, or too wonderful for me, because you have forgiven. You have not held on to a grudge. You have not held on to the pain of the past, so that God can delight in you. What a place to be in. Yeah. Your Father, God, He loves us. And He's writing your story. He's writing my story. What we can't see, what we don't see, whether we understand it or not, He's writing our story. I did not even mention the title of the episode because I wanted to say all that to get to the place where we recognize that God chose us. When we get to that point in life, to see that God, our Heavenly Father, the Father of all fathers, chose us. He chose you. He chose me. And He's continuing to write our story while we're here. We have to come to that place. And I'm going to share this story with you to show how God continues to choose us every day while we're walking this life out. My dad, and I talked about him a minute ago, this story kind of revolved around him somewhat. Came here in 1986 from Jamaica, May to be exact. I was 14 years old at the time. We lived in the country and he was kind of living in Montego Bay and there with us. And so I was in high school. My other sister was in high school as well. And so we traveled to Montego Bay that day, stayed overnight, and he was leaving the next morning. I remember that clearly. We slept at our aunt's house, right? We didn't go to the airport with him because we had to go to school that day. And so he went and he came here, 1986. In 1987, my dad had an aneurysm, almost died. For 5 months, he was in a coma from December 1987 to May 1988. He woke up. The doctors told his brother that, yes, they're going to do the surgery on him, but if they do, he may not make it. He was either going to be a vegetable for the rest of his life or he wouldn't survive the surgery. I'm going to fast forward and tell you that my dad woke up after that surgery, rehabilitated for 7 months, and went right back to his desk at work from the rehab center. God chose us. But to go back to the story of my dad's aneurysm, he had gotten home from work one afternoon. And when he got home, there was a lady's car who had broken down at his gate. And she said, sir, apparently her battery had died. And she said, sir, can you help me start my car? And he said to her, let me go inside, put my stuff down and change my shirt. Because if you know my dad, he always dressed impeccable. He was immaculate, well ironed and shirt tucked in. I've never seen my dad a day without his shirt tucked in. That was just who he was. He was that kind of person. And he said, let me go change myself down and come back. And she said, you're not coming back. And he said, I give you my word. If I tell you I'm coming back, I am coming back. And so he did that, came back outside. And just as he got the car to start, and this is what my dad is telling me because I wasn't here. I was in Jamaica at the time. Just as she got the car to start, he got the car to start. He said to her, let's turn it off and try it again. And she said, no, I'm not going to do that. And at that moment, he felt a stabbing pain in his forehead. And he said to her, oh no, take me inside. Don't let me die out here like a dog. Please take me inside my apartment. Now, she thought he was trying to come on to her and bring her inside his apartment. My daddy was having an aneurysm. A blood vessel had broken in his brain. And she was saying, no, no, I'm not going. Let me take you to the hospital. And he says, no, take me inside. Don't let me die out here like a dog. Those were his words. And she said, no, let me take you to the hospital. And so he started walking around to the car, to the passenger side, so he could get in. he started passing out, and he passed out on her. And she saw blood in his mouth, and she realized he was not lying. He had suffered an aneurysm. So she got him into the car, took him to the nearest doctor, and told the doctor that he was dead. Doctor felt his pulse and said, no, he's not dead, but take him to the hospital. Don't stop any red light. Stop at any red lights. I will call ahead. And this is what she told him because he was out. And so when they got him there, when she got him there, she saw 1,000,002 nursing personnel, doctors, and so forth waiting on them outside. Got him in. Now the hospital had a John Doe on their hands because they didn't know who this man was. Neither did the lady who brought him in. And so they took it, they have him inside, and now they need to operate because they recognize the urgency of this operation because they see what has happened, but they can't operate without permission. I had an uncle who lived in New York at the time. And so, but nobody knew who my dad was. And they asked the lady who took him in to go back to his apartment and find out some information on who this man was. She was hesitant to go in the beginning, and I can understand why. She knew nothing about him. She didn't know if he had a wife, if he had a girlfriend. She didn't know who he was living with, or none of that information she had at her hand. But after a while, she agreed, and she went back to his apartment, and he lived alone, and got inside, got his wallet, took it back to the hospital, and they recognized whom he was. And what they also found, and this was way before cell phones were popular, right? They found a little piece of paper with a list of names and phone numbers. And so they were able to call his brother in New York, my uncle, and he was able to come down. Now, this is his baby brother. Come to Atlanta and sign the paperwork for my dad to have the surgery. God chose us. The doctors told my uncle that they're going to operate, but there are only two things that will happen. My dad will either be a vegetable for the rest of his life or he'll die. He won't survive the surgery. But God, but God, but God. God chose us. God chose to let my dad live on. Because not only did he wake up 5 months later, my dad worked for the next 30 years until he retired in 2018. 2018. God chose him over and over again. And what God has done for one, will he not do it for the other? What he has done for my dad, won't he do that for somebody else? He's our Father. He chose us. He chose you to be here for this season. He chose me to be here for this season. Get to that point when you sit and reflect and recognize, God, what have you chosen me for? Why am I still here? The Father of all fathers. He's still choosing you today, still choosing me. Remember, I said he knows your story. He's writing your story every day, every minute, every hour. He chose you when he created you. I think it's Psalm 127 verse 4 says, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. He chose you. You're not a mistake. You're not a mistake. I don't care what you have heard before. I don't care what you have seen, what you have experienced. You are not a mistake. You've got to hold on to that. You've got a Father. And he's our Father. He's personable to all of us, not to just you. He's not just their Father. Think about that. He says our. He's your Father. You can say he's our Father. I can say he's our Father. We can all say He is our Father. God chose us. Walk with your head high and say, my Father chose me. And even when somebody tells you no, my Father chose me. And you go on the corner and you hear another no, my Father chose me. Because the doctor said my dad wouldn't make it. The doctor said my dad would be a vegetarian for the rest of his life. No, God chose us. And He's still choosing you today. He's still choosing me today. And so today's poem will be titled, It Was Time. And this is for those who have lost their father, their dad, beat, step, it doesn't matter. The one who has encouraged you and cheered you on. It was time. It was time. It was time. It was time to see you smile, though your eyes glistened with tears. Heart held captive by the pain of longing for the one who had surrendered and flown away. It was time to hear your voice, spewing words softly, though barely above a whisper, yet causing my breath to halt for a moment, awed by the enchantment hanging in midair. It was time to hold your hand, just to show you that I am near, so that you can breathe free. Inhale, exhale, again and again. Though the mysteries of the day are yet to unravel, time, swept up in the confusion of the unknown. It was time, or so I thought, to break free from skepticism and bask in the realities of today and kiss the newness of it all. Yes, it was time to embrace reality for what it was, for what it is, beaming with the knowledge of surrender and basking in the abandonment of the unknown. Yes, it was time. The freshness of freedom, undefined, not encapsulated, but is that rhythm that keeps on beating, dancing to the beat of your own drums, embracing the now. Yes, it was time. It was time. And so I want you to be encouraged. Just be reminded of the love of the Father towards us, His children, towards you, towards me. We are His prized possession. Do you know that? He's the one who is the center of our existence. He wrote our story. He's still writing your story today. He's still writing my story today. He chose you. He chose me for such a time as this, to walk in our moments, the moment that life affords, good or bad, happy or sad. Yes, moments. God chose us. Yes, God chose us. We will meet again next week. Same place, same time on the Jam Pod, the Just a Moment podcast. I remind you all the time that new episodes are available every Tuesday. Wherever podcasts are available, on YouTube, we're on RSS, we're on Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us as you drive to work, wherever you are, wherever you get your podcasts, even Amazon. We're all there. So Check us out, listen to us, and don't forget to subscribe, please. And remember, hit that notification bell so you will be notified once the new episodes are available. Check out my websites, seanandgraham.net, and leave us a message at justamoment.life. Again, I mentioned we're entering into the second season next week. I'm excited. God has so much in store for me, for you, for all of us. He chose us. He gave you gifts. He gave me gifts. And so we're going to walk in them. We're going to be intentional. We're going to live remembering that because He chose me, He has equipped me. Right? So take that to heart. Don't forget. Now, your moments, once they are gone, they never come back. Missed moments can never be retrieved or never be recaptured. Take a hold of your moments. I am taking a hold of mine. Hold on to the moments that life sends your way, good or bad, happy or sad. And don't forget, whatever you do, the Father of all fathers, put God first in all that you do. Put Him first. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself and be true to who you are, to whom God created you and called you to be and to become. For you are chosen. Find comfort in that. I'm excited for what God has in store for all of us. I will see you next week on the Just a Moment podcast, the Jam Pod. Until then, be good.
Just a moment, welcome to the Jam Podcast. Just a moment, welcome to the Jam Podcast. Just a moment, welcome to the Jam Podcast. This is the Just a Moment Podcast.